So, today we're activating cheats, but not for the reason you might be thinking. Well, if you've read the name of the realm, then yeah, the reason you've been thinking. Um, so I already did it off camera. I accidentally. Oh, what? Anyway, I already turned it on creative and then back on survival for like a very quick second just to get it done off camera. And then I was like, wait, I should definitely have streamed that. So that's my bad. But I was still in the menu and I started the stream immediately. But anyway, we are going to make the world border official. Um, I did a vote a few days ago on the 19th. Today's the 26th. I've given everyone a week. Um, I mentioned how I wanted to turn the world border official and make like an actual border that people can't cross, because right now the world border isn't official. So of course I didn't want to do this without everyone's input, so I did a vote and most people said yeah, that's fine. But anyway, to do the border we're gonna have to put myself in creative um and I'm gonna have to build it in creative because I'm gonna use the border block, not the barrier block, the border block. It is a red wall shaped block. Like, I'm trying to see if I have any walls, but my stick drift don't want to cooperate. Anyway, if you know like a stone wall, it's like that, but red. And you can't fly over it, you can't go under it, you can't anything with it. So that's what it's going to be built out of. The only issue is these three are on. They're all friends with Ray. And I can't put it in creative until they're all gone. And I don't really want to kick them off. But at the same time, I kind of have to. Because doing slash commands isn't working. I'm sending a message to them, asking them to leave. And Michael. Whew, alright. Ray said sure to me asking them to leave. So I'm just gonna wait for them all to leave. And egg yolk. Alright, so they're all gone. None of that is gonna be it. What if I go into here? So how am I gonna do this? Because the only way I could think of is going into here and putting it in creative, but I don't know if that's gonna like keep it so everyone is in creative. And I don't want that. Please nobody be back on. If someone's back on, I'm setting back the realm. Because I personally don't really trust anyone. Because I have no way of proving that anyone has or hasn't stolen. Like using the creative menu. So So, how do I do this? Because it's not, I can't like edit it in here like you'd think I could. And I can't do any like things. So I think I'm gonna copy, I don't want to, but I might copy the realm because I've had experiences where copying the realm will like clear your inventory and clear your ender chest, and I don't want that to happen. If that happens, I'm gonna have a whole day of stressful stuff to go through. But I'm gonna copy the realm. Usually it's just the copy that I lose stuff in, so it shouldn't be super bad. So I'm gonna put it back in survival just so people aren't doing stuff. I'm gonna copy the realm. Download world. Alright. World is downloaded. It's back in survival. So I'm gonna hop in the copy. So I still have all my stuff, you know. I still have my XP, and I'm still at my base, and I still have my stuff in my ender chest. So I'm gonna hop in creative on here. So technically, I don't think I even had to turn off cheats. maybe. Actually, it's probably gonna be like, hey, since this world's been in creative, it's turning on cheats. Oh well, what's done is done. Anyway, Crash, I know you're watching the stream. If you want to join, then go ahead. Let me just find out if it's a dash or an underscore. Underscore, okay. Alright. That is what it's going to be made out of. Is this wonderful block right here. With this, you, in survival at least, you can't go over it or under it. So, here's what we're doing today. We are making a giant border at 5K. Technically, the border blocks are going to be placed at 5001, so you can still stand at the 5000 point, but that's as far as you can go. Fun fact, I actually passed 5000 accidentally over here. I was flying around and accidentally flew that way like 100 blocks, but 100 blocks isn't too much to worry about. And I've also taken a picture of myself standing right here, which is pretty cool. So this tree is gonna get absolutely destroyed. Oh god. Actually, no. I'll fix this tree. So it's gonna be right here. But yeah, Crash, if you wanna hop on and help, I can send you an invite. Just let me know. You don't have to though. So I'm gonna build this at world height so people don't have to see it. It should still work. I've played in worlds where like I made myself a 100 by 100 border using these and tried to see how far I could get, which wasn't very far. But you know, these worked back then. It's been a couple months, but alright, there's build height. Oh god, this stick drift is gonna make this very horrible. Anyway, I'm hopping on my Twitch channel now because I haven't been in chat. I completely forgot. Alright, Crash, if you're still in chat. Okay, yeah. I just saw your message. Oh, there's the particles. Alright, so I'll invite you. Wrong button. Invite to game. I have too many friends. I don't even know if I'm friends with you on here. Too many friends, I swear. Alright, I don't think I'm friends with you, so send me your gamer tag either in chat or on Discord. Actually, I have it on Discord. Never mind. You're good. It's in the Discord server. Mr. Crash Tester. Add friend. And hop back on Twitch. And Oh, stick drift wasn't working right there. Alright, now I just gotta look for Mr. Crash Tester. Oh, there's some M's. Nope. Maybe it's not popping up because I just added you. There you are. Alright, send invite. And there's the border. The beginning of it. I'm only inviting you because I trust you. Like, I know you're not like a child, so I trust that you won't steal it or anything. Like, you won't hop in the creative menu and grab anything. I can get you some of these, though, once you join. Because all I have to do is teleport you here, or you can fly here, but teleporting would be way quicker. And all I have to do is throw it, click this button, I have another one. But anyway, once you join, that's a lot of messages saying the height limit. But once you join, I'll teleport you. Then you can work on this wall or something. And just go until the numbers say positive and negative 5001. So like going this way, it'll be positive 5001 and negative 5001. Okay. Let's try it again. Did you get it that time? Because I'm pressing X, which is the invite button. So I don't have to go through all of this. But I will go through all of this if that's what I gotta do. I don't know if that kind of invite will work since I'm on Xbox, but I'll try that one too. I know Xbox and PlayStation can join each other though. I also have my inventory cleared. So, and since I've been streaming this whole thing, just to make sure that people know that I'm not using it to be a chump and steal stuff. You know, I'm not filling my inventory with golden apples and dragon eggs. Have you still not gotten any of the invites? So I'm gonna build all this, and then I'm gonna download this into the realm, so this world will become the realm. That's why I said in the Discord that anything done in the realm right now won't be saved, because it's basically just gonna, this is like a slightly older copy of the world, so it's gonna be this copy just with this border, and then I'm gonna download this, like set this world to be the realm. Alright, I'll send a couple through here because maybe this is the one that you got. I'll send 3. This is what this entire stream is gonna be. But, yeah. After this, no one's gonna be able to sneak past 5K. This is gonna solidify the world border. Also, I'm thinking, so, oh, I'm gonna chuck that because it's just an oak log. I don't need that, you know. Gotta keep my inventory as clean as possible. And these, I'm gonna throw these into lava when I'm done. But, yeah, this is gonna solidify the world border. No one's gonna be able to get past here. I would do 10K, but that's just way too many blocks. That's like 20,000 times 4, so that's 80,000 blocks to place compared to this, which is 10,000 times 4, which is half as much, so. Yep. Oh, I'm gonna share this stream with the Discord, just so anyone who wants to watch can also watch. Alright, hop back on Twitch. So it's still being stupid. Okay, let me just try this type of invite one more time. Are you getting that invite? Because the multiple invites I sent before were Xbox invites, which is probably why those weren't working, because you're PlayStation. Huh, okay. I'm gonna have to place all 40,000 blocks on my own, I guess. I don't know why that's doing that. Like, I could hop in my settings and check the multiplayer. Yeah, it's invite only multiplayer. I only have it as that because I have some of the members on, like, friended on here, so I don't want them joining and being like, oh, I'm gonna grab this, because anything you get in this copy will also be, like, saved into the realm. So, like, if I was to grab a bunch of golden apples, like enchanted apples, they would be on the realm by the time I'm done. So that's why I'm not, like, doing it, and that's also why I didn't want Ray, or basically anyone in the realm while I was in creative. Because, you know, I don't want people being a little cheat and grabbing a bunch of stuff that they shouldn't have. It's gonna take a while. Not even at 2,000 yet. I've placed a little over 2,000 blocks. 38,000 to go. I estimate that this will probably be done around like the 1 hour mark of the stream. Hopefully. I hope I don't spend any more than 40 minutes on this. It's roughly 10 blocks a second. So 40,000 divided by 10 is 4,000, so it should take like 4,000 seconds. Don't like quote me on that though. I don't know if my math is accurate. I'm just gonna make sure that didn't. Okay, it's still a solid line. Wanted to make sure because, you know, didn't want to have any gaps. Should take about 4,000 seconds, which is probably like not a whole long time. 4,000 divided by 60 is how many minutes it would take. So it shouldn't take super long, but it's still gonna take a while. So this is why I've decided to do this in creative and not like sit there for hours getting obsidian, because we're not even halfway done with the first wall. We're not even an eighth of the way done. So this would take absolutely ages to make like an obsidian wall, which an obsidian wall would be like easy to mine through. Unless I put like elder guardians everywhere, but that would take also ages. Oh, I'm trying to like balance my thing so I'm not like moving a whole ton. Less than 1,000 blocks to go to be 1/8 done. Imagine if like I built all this and downloaded it into the realm and then everyone else's like gear was gone, so I'd have to sit there and have to rebuild it again. That would suck if I had to rebuild it again because everyone's stuff was gone. I need me a snack. I like was up until 8 in the morning and then went to sleep. And I just woke up like 5 minutes before I started the stream. So I'm still a bit tired. Yeah. I was up pretty late last night. I was watching a bunch of YouTube. Some Zachary Fowler, Makery of Mischief. He like does survival challenges. Nightstorm 6940. Look at that. We're at the 1/8 mark. I can already tell this sound is gonna get pretty annoying. Alright, let's try to invite you again. Oops. Damn, village right on the outside. Kind of sad. You know what, just for funsies, what's in this village? Nothing useful. I don't want to load too many chunks over there, though. But I don't think there's a way to get past this. There might be a bug that I'm just not sure about, but I'm 90% sure that you can't pass this in survival. Yeah, I just flew down there so I could pick up that barrier I dropped. Because I don't want people like, I don't want to move so fast that it doesn't despawn from not being in a loaded chunk, and then people like running there because the cords were there and having a cursed item. I've done a lot of things with old realms, but I've never done this. Like back in Midgard and Midgard New Beginnings, my older realms, I used to like once a week I would hop on spectator mode in a copy. Like I'd copy the world, hop in spectator mode, fly around people's bases just to make sure they weren't cheating. And I think in the first handful of days I did that, and I like went to your base in a copy because I still didn't know anybody like at all, and you had like gone a decent length out, so I was scared you were gonna like try to get the dragon or something. But I looked over your stuff and it seemed all like normal. And like I used to do that like once a week, but I haven't done that since like the first week. Yeah, you crash. I like saw your enchanted apple and I saw like a bunch of diamonds, but I was like, that's normal. Where did you get that apple, by the way? Did you get it in that mine shaft? I feel like that would be where you got it. Unless you went exploring. Because I've seen it a handful of times. I know you have it. You found two? Damn. I wish I had two. I think you're the only person who's gotten enchanted apples so far. Alright, this stick drift is not helping me out right now. Along with like not being centered, I gotta like swerve around. Where do you keep getting these though? Just built different. Yeah, no, first couple days I flew over and I was checking out your base. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was checking out your base and like didn't see anything out of the ordinary. I was scared though, cause like you had a whole bunch of gunpowder and you had ender eyes and stuff like that. And I was like, is this dude about to go to the end? And like over the next week, I made another one and went to the end a couple times just to make sure you weren't killing the dragon. Cause like I said, I didn't know you back then, and like I did that for about a week, and then I just stopped, and I haven't done it since. Surprisingly, I used to call them what did I call them? Realm maintenance is what I called them. I was like, guys, I'm about to do some maintenance, so if I see anything fishy, let me I'll let you know. And there was one member, his name was Conflagration, and he had one of his friends invited, and they like lived really far out. They like lived around 4K ish, because I still had the same 5K rule. It just wasn't an official border, and I know people were definitely going past it, but I didn't really care too much. But yeah, I was going over their base once, and I found that his friend made a hidden redstone door in a cave. Like, there was no buttons or anything to activate it, so you had to place the button on, like, seemingly a very random block to open a door. And the door was very janky, very bad redstone. Like, you walk in, and the redstone's right in front of you, and it was everywhere. And it led to nothing. It was just an empty, tiny little room. I was like, what the hell? But I think he planned on making like a hidden vault or something until I mentioned it. And then he gave up on building that. That was near the death of Midgard. That was Midgard 1.0. Because 1.0, we had a good handful of people. All my old friends. We had me and my group of 5 friends, Pedro, Fish, Nick, and B. And then there was Conflagration, one of his friends, some of Pedro's friends, I think. Probably not. I don't really trust Pedro too much. Me and him are good friends, but he's a bit of a weirdo. Um, there was all them. There was Conflagration's friend. There was like a big handful of people, and then it ended up dying out, and people stopped playing. That was Midgard 1.0. There was a ton of builds. I was working on draining an ocean monument with a, like, I think it was a 200 by 200 circle of glass around it. So I was draining all of that sand, like all of that. But all I ever got done was I think most of the temple. I didn't get all of it done, I don't think, but I got most of it done. And I like mined out the entire inside. I was gonna make a giant auto storage system in it, but I never did because the realm died, and I played for like a week after people stopped playing and stuff. Because like people weren't playing for months, and I played for like months, and then I played 1 week, and there was nobody on. So I was like, you know what, the realm's dead. No one's ever playing. I even asked. No one was ever playing. So I stopped playing. And then a little while later, I started Midgard 2.0, which was called New Beginnings. Didn't have any of the same people. I invited a bunch of strangers like I did with this one. And it was basically, I wanted it to be all focused around like people who are good at building. Like I wanted a bunch of cities and stuff around the place. But like I also like allowed other people to play and stuff. And oh, one wall complete. Anyway, I invited a good handful of people to that one. But since there wasn't a ton of people, no one was ever like conversating really. There was like a small, very, very, very small handful of people who weren't like, there was a very small amount of, oh, I invited my brother. Oops. Um, there was a very small amount of people who were in the group. Like there was maybe 3 of us who were talking like every day compared to 8 people in this server. And um so that realm ended up dying pretty quickly. I was the only one who ever built like a giant city. I think I had actually 2 people or 3 people in that realm that were in Midgard 1.0, which was Fish, who is part of my group of 4 friends that I like hang out with, and then Amazed Memer, aka Moai, and Snowman, and they're in this server too. They're the only one. Those two are the only ones who nice. They're the only ones who have stayed throughout like all of my realms. They're like the only 2 people I know, kinda, because me and all the people who were invited to Midgard 1.0, and me and Moai, and me and Snowman, we all met on another server called Terra, which is the server I left like right before making this realm. And we all met there, and that's where we all became friends and stuff. And originally, back in Terra 1.0, because there was like 2 different versions, because there was old Terra and there was new Terra, and new Terra was the one like very, very new. I joined when there was still only like 3 builds made ever. So, old Terra, I had a faction, because it was like a faction server, a faction SMP, and it was like very not factiony, but there was still like people fighting a bunch and all sorts of stuff. And there was like some giant cities like Caligo City and Abzan City and all sorts of stuff. So I wanted to build the 3rd major city. And I originally made it at spawn because I was actually, well, the 4th, because there was the Acolytes who lived in a monument. But there was, this is going to take a lot longer than an hour, I just realized, because I spent 20 minutes working on one wall. So it's going to be like 80 minutes. But, back in Old Terra, where I met all of them, I decided I wanted to make my own city, so I started the faction, the Vikings of Voltheim, which I named after the game Valheim, because I saw some videos of that, and I thought that was really cool. And I based, like, the lore and the builds and stuff off of the Vikings from How to Train Your Dragon, because as a kid, that was my favorite movie. But, yeah, the Vikings of Voltheim is where I met Amazed Memer and Snowman, because they joined my faction. They were some of the new members who joined a long time after I joined, and they joined my faction because I was willing to invite new people to my faction and stuff. But yeah, that's where I met them, and like, I left that server a long time ago because I got banned because I had a mental breakdown. And then a little while later, I started Midgard, which I invited a good handful of people from that server to, which the people who owned that server weren't too happy about that. But they weren't going to stop me because I was friends with all the people. But I invited all of them to Midgard, and then Midgard died, and then I think I rejoined Terra again and played for a bit before they banned me again for the 2nd time. So then I started New Beginnings and was like building a city on there. And after a while, after a long while of not being in any servers, and I was like on the verge of giving up on playing Minecraft, I rejoined Terra again. Then they were like, look, this is your last chance. We're restarting the realm because of, like, massive lag and too many bugs because it's too big of a realm. So they were like, we're starting it over. If you want to join, you can. And blah, blah, blah. And they were like, you're going to be under a very close watch, though. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I'll join. And I joined, started a piece. I was like, look, I'll prove that I'll be peaceful. I started a farm, made like a giant barn, which that barn looked great. I think I streamed some of playing in Terra, but those streams are long gone now. But I made a barn. I made a little birch house, which looked horrible. I made three, yeah, three silos. My voice doesn't like when I lay down. I made three silos. Had a giant wheat and potato and carrot and beetroot farm. I had every type of farm you could imagine. I had sugar cane around a little pond I made because there was a waterfall. I had bamboo. I had all the main four plantable crops. I had a cactus. Like I had it all. I had a watermelon and pumpkin farm by the beetroot. I had everything. And after I built that, I was like, I want to move out more. Is that fine? And they're like, yeah. And one of the old mods, he was a mod in Old Terra, but he's the reason why I got banned like the second time. But he was like, you can move to my place if you want. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And his place was pretty cool. It was like a bunch of mountains, and at the time it was just me and him. But then Lucky Banana moved there, and a good handful of people moved there. Not a ton, but like a couple. And so we were all living there, and so it was like a peaceful server. We were like, hey, this ain't a faction server no more. We're just gonna keep the peace. And one day, Conflagration and Brello, I gave him the nickname Brello because his name was Santos, which is a brownish yellow. But they were like past 5K because and we only knew because the old mod that I lived with had some maps that like showed at the 5K line. So he was like, I know you guys are past 5K. I'll give you 10 minutes to get back. And they like took their time with getting back. They kept going further, and then they were dying and respawning. Like they were coming back, and then one of them died and respawned at a village back past 5K. So after a while, he was like, all right, guys, just get back. And all the mods, because he wasn't a mod anymore. He was a mod in Old Terra. But all of the mods were like, yeah, guys, get back. And so that night, the old mod took me and Lucky Banana, and he was like, hey, want to start a war? Or, like, want to start an army? And we were like, what? And he was like, we're going to attack those two for going past 5K. And we were like, okay. We prepared for such a good fight. We had like strength potions and diamond horse armor on some horses, and we were all wearing maxed out netherite armor and had some netherite swords, all sorts of stuff. And we were like getting prepared to go fight and go murder them. I remember Brello and Conf were in the nether going netherite mining, so I ended up finding their friend Nielsen, who was also playing. He was like making a little hut, so I like snuck up on him and murdered him. And something really funny. So Brello and Comp saw that he died, so they were like, what just happened? We're on our way back. And they were like blowing up the Discord, but all the mods weren't online at the time. So they were like blowing up the Discord, and the mods didn't see it. So while they were on their way back, me and Sweaty Thighs found out they were in the nether. So we trapped the main nether portal, because there was only like 3 nether portals made in that server, which was crazy. I've never seen so few portals. But the main nether portal was like right at my farm, like right in front of my farm. So we I went there and he was like, hey, place some lava on top. So I did. And everyone thought it was him that did it because he was like standing there when they came through. Everyone thought it was him, but it was me that placed the lava, and I never got in trouble for placing the lava. But so they died, and they had like 2 stacks of ancient debris on them, plus their netherite gear. Shit was crazy. It might have been like 1 stack or half a stack. I don't know. I never saw the netherite, but we killed them, and they were like, bro, we just lost everything we had because they trapped the nether portal. And finally the owner and a bunch of mods were online, and they were like, what's going on? And wait, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, wait a second, I'm not building this at the right height. But yes, I am. But it was hilarious because they ended up setting it back, but they never trusted us again after that because they were like, it's a peaceful server. You guys just ruined the peace just because they went past 5k. That's overkill. And we had strength potions and all sorts of shit. And because we killed them, they were like, we want it to be set back. And the owner was like, contemplating it with the mods, because they were like, yeah, eventually they came to the conclusion that they would set it back because their stuff got burned, like they were trapped. But so because Conflagration and Brillo wanted their stuff back, they were going around spawn burning every single house. Like, not even just my house, not even just my little birch hut. Like, they burnt Pedro's tree, and like they burnt every single house at spawn. So anarchy had started. So I was going around on my horse with TNT, blowing stuff up and spam killing Nielsen. He was getting so pissed. It was hilarious. Like, I would kill him, run away on my horse. He would respawn, go hang out with like Pedro, who had long logged on at that point to see the damage, and then I'd sneak up on him and kill him again. Shit was hilarious. Like, nobody survived that day. And eventually it got reset, and everything was back to normal, but that day was pretty fun. Whole lot of anarchy in that day. But after like a few weeks after that, I ended up leaving the server because one of the mods was being a dick. And so I was like, look, he's being a dick for no reason. I'm not gonna sit in a server where someone's being a dick when I'm literally just asking people in the shop channel if they will help me chop down a forest if I paid them. And so, like, I left that server. I purposefully took all of my good stuff out of my chests, and I took my beacon and like all the iron blocks it was on, and I took everything because I was being so petty. I took everything that was like worth something and put it in my ender chest, and I left for the day. And I originally planned on coming back, but I left the Discord server, and the owner eventually took me off of the realm list, and I planned on getting back on and giving all my stuff to Lucky Banana. Because, like, just a few days before that, like 2 days before that, he had given me a spare set of netherite armor, which was in my inventory, and he had helped me get the beacon and all sorts of stuff. And I just ruined it all and left and had it all in my ender chest, and no one could get it. So it's all still in my ender chest if I ever get invited back. But I probably won't get invited back because they were like, this is your last chance, and then I left. So, probably never gonna be back in that realm. I didn't really like that realm. There was some dope people there, but most of the time it was chaos. So I left that realm, started this one, and things have been popping off. This realm has been way better than my previous realms. Lots more activity. Like, in Midgard 1.0, there was a decent bit of activity, but that died down after like 3 months. Maybe not 3, maybe more, maybe less. But it died down like pretty quickly. But this realm, there's almost always like at least 1 or 2 people online. It's always either Crash or Ray and all his friends or Metallic, and that's about it. Or Cade. Cade is fine. But it's always one of them that's online. Or me. I'm almost always online. Doing something. But yeah. This realm has been doing absolutely beautifully. I just noticed my ragdoll in the corner. Going absolutely ham. Whoa. That's a tall mountain. Whoa. Cool. Like, it's not super duper tall, but I could see it from the world height. So, I wasn't expecting that. It's also just one big mountain. But yeah, that's how this realm came to be. I still have Amazed Memer, aka Moai, and Snowman in this realm. They don't play a whole ton though. They got a life, I think. They also live in like Snowman lives in the Netherlands. I never remember where Moai lives. But like they live in places where when it's daytime for me, it's nighttime for them. Cuz I live in the US. So they're like rarely ever awake when I'm on. So they don't play a whole ton. But they do every once in a while. Like Moai, aka Amazed Memer, helped kill the dragon. And I haven't seen Snowman on, but I know he's like joined because his gamer tag is in the members list. But I've seen him on like the first 3 days. Cuz I remember he logged on and then dug himself into, and that is all I remember. He like got on, if you're at spawn where Ray flattened it over the past 2 days, where that hill was, on the other side of the hill from spawn, he like dug a tiny hole into the wall and just logged off. And that's the only time I've seen him on. We just hit a corner though, so we're halfway there. My thumb is getting tired. I also woke up and my thumb was all red because I was laying on it in a weird way. So I like lost circulation kinda in my thumb. Alright, I'll send a handful of invites. If that doesn't work, then I don't know what will. Oh. Sweet. Yeah, you disappeared right after I sent those, so you should be joining. I'm at like the halfway point already, so there won't be a whole lot left, but damn. Unable to connect. I don't know why it's doing that. Yeah. Whatever. I'm like halfway done. Been doing this for 40. But yeah, those two have been like here the longest. They may not be super active, but they've definitely been here the longest. Memer and Snowman. Because I met them back in like 2020, I want to say. That's when I was first in the other realm that I was in. It was back in 2020. 2020 was a good year for me. I had a lot of fun in 2020. Like, it was a bad year for the world. COVID was happening and stuff. But COVID is what made it a good year for me. Because, like, we were all told to stay inside and shit. I was never inside during 2020. I was, like, inside. Like, obviously, I was inside, like, most of the time. But, like, I was every day. Me, my sister, my brother, and, like, my sister's friends, my brother's friends, my friends, whoever we were hanging out with for the day. We were all always doing something. Like, it was always something going on. Whether it was walking to the library or going doing crazy shit down the road or doing crazy shit next door or in the giant parking lot behind where I lived. It was always a good time in 2020. But yeah, I moved into my dad's, which was where we were for 2020 in February. It was like February 7th, I want to say. Because I lived with a friend for a week. Because we had to move out of our house, me and my mom. So she was like, your friend's mom said that you could stay there. And me and the friend weren't really as, like, we were drifting apart a bit. But we were like, whatever, that's cool. And after a week, I woke up and the friend had dropped my Xbox on the floor. Didn't even bother to like check to see if it was broken or anything. And that was the second I woke up to that. And I was pissed. And I like the day before, me and some other friends had fallen in a river. Keep in mind this was February. So I was like not in a very good mood. And I was like, if that's broken, you're paying for it. Like that's the first thing I said. Didn't even have my eyes open. I knew exactly what it was, and she was like, "No, I'm not." And then they like eventually said that I was being mean when they dropped my fucking Xbox on the floor, like the Xbox I still have to this day. But luckily it didn't get broken, and I moved out of there, moved in with my dad, and like a month later, my brother moved in, and then a little while later, my sister moved in. And then there was like 5 of us, like me, my sister, my brother, and then my stepsister and my stepbrother, all sleeping in the living room because it was a 1-bedroom apartment and we were all sleeping in the living room. But like it was always a good time. Like every day we were out doing something. I miss 2020. Then in like August, I moved out of there and moved back in with my mom because she finally found a place. And then 2020 became shitty because that place was fucking horrible. It was a trailer that the guy had cut in half and like changed how it looked, like moved stuff around. So it was like half of it was like turned kinda. And then he just built more stuff onto it. But it was horrible. Like you could see 1-inch gaps like through the house to the outside. And it was only heated by a wood stove, so we had to chop our own wood. And that place was absolutely fucking horrible. Hated living there. And that's back when we were living there was when my Xbox decided to reset and I lost all my old progress. You can still see like a bunch of game clips I recorded on my old account, but way back then there was an update for the Xbox, and it was like, you don't have enough space for this update. You can either buy a space thing, like a thing that gives space. I don't know what to call it. To have space for it, you can factory reset the Xbox entirely, or factory reset it, but keep all your games. So I obviously tried doing the card thing, but the only one I had, the space thing, but the only one I had didn't work. So I was like, great. Well, I'm gonna do the factory reset with the games kept, and that's what I did, and it kept my games, but it didn't keep my progress. So I had to completely start from scratch. I had to make a completely new account. And the funny thing is, back on Xbox 360, my username when I first made my Xbox 360 account was something cool like Nightstorm, or like something with Storm in it, I remember. And at the time, I was a child and I was in love with watching Stampy, so I changed it to Stampy Kids. And then my old account before my Xbox reset itself was Stampy Kids, and now it's back to Nightstorm. So I thought that was pretty dope. I was like, you know what? I'll do it for the meme. I'll make my name Nightstorm. And here we are. I kept my numbers though. I didn't have numbers in Stampy Kids, but I always, if whenever I have an account or anything, it's always Rubik63940. If I'm making an account for something, I try Rubik's, and if that don't work, I try Rubik's, which it's never not worked. But oh, okay, my stream was lagging for a second. If that doesn't work, which it's never not worked, then I'll probably just put like officially get rid of the numbers and see which one works. But yeah, I have gone through way too many games. But I lost all my progress, which sucked because I had so much dope stuff. Like the week before, like not the week, but like that month when it reset, I had spent like an entire week. Uh oh. I wonder how many times that's happened, and I just haven't noticed. That's a bit scary. I'm gonna do a flyover when I'm done. But I spent a entire week going through the Nether to a woodland mansion, which I got the map from a villager. And I spent a whole week going through the Nether to get there. And there's a game clip on my old account where I didn't get all of it, but I got most of it because I didn't record long enough. But a ghast had shot at me right after I built the portal to the mansion, and I was like right over lava, so I fell down. I had a totem. I had all my crappy enchanted netherite armor. Like it all had like unbreaking 3 and mending, but it was all like projectile protection and fire protection, so it wasn't the greatest. But it was still some decent armor. And the ghast had shot me down, and I fell in the lava, and I immediately started swimming to the nearest land, which was a soul sand valley. And by the time I got there, there was like 20 skeletons and 3 ghasts flying around, and shit was crazy. In the clip, you only see like after I'm not burning any. That is corruption. Okay, the corruption stopped. But so did I. Oh, my stream is like so far behind. At least on my screen, it's like so far behind. Like if I stop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, It is 8 seconds behind for me. That's crazy. But yeah. I've been having quite a couple of good years, bad years, mostly good though. Eventually, we moved out of that place. We moved out of there. Technically, we got kicked out of there because the landlord was a cunt. So we left that place, moved in with my mom's ex-boyfriend for a couple days. Well, not a couple days. It was like a month maybe. And then they broke up one night, and I moved in with my grandmother for a couple days. And then my mom started talking to the guy that she's with now. And we eventually ended up here. And here we are, 2 years later. Actually, the day before my birthday was the day that we found out that we were getting this like place. Peace crash. So we eventually like I had moved to my other grandparents because two sets of grandparents, same like one parent, two sets of grandparents, So I'm for a week I moved in with those grandparents because we were originally living in like a studio apartment, a really 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 small apartment, and they were like, "Hey, you can move in with us if you want. We'll give you like your own room and stuff," because they had like a spare room and all sorts of shit. And I was like, okay. And I texted my mom, and it was like the day before my birthday. And my mom was like, I'm coming to pick you up tomorrow. I gotta tell you something. And the next day she came, picked me up, and told me that we were going to check out a place. And right now I'm living in that place, which is pretty dope. You know? Uh, when we first moved in, or not when we first moved in, but when we first came and checked the place out, I originally was thinking of making the other room my room, but I didn't because, one, we have a laundry machine, which we don't use because I broke it. It got too full of coins, and I was the one who put the last bit of coins in it. But there's a door in there that leads to the laundry machine and to the attic. So, and there's like a grate that leads from in that room to the kitchen. So we eventually gave me this room instead because there's like 3 bedrooms, technically 2 bedrooms in that spare room. Which that spare room is now my mom's office where she has all her junk that she tries selling. But I remember when we first moved in, when we were first checking the place out. I keep saying when we first moved in. When we first checked the place out, I like came up here, and I originally thought that so one of my walls, which is the one that my TV is behind next to, like in front of, uh, it like has a weird pattern on it because apparently there was a closet there, like a really big closet or a really small closet, but there was a closet. And now on the other side of that wall is the bathroom. But there was a closet or something because it's like a closet door, but it's like glued shut basically. Like it's completely unopenable. Like it isn't really a door anymore, but it's a weird pattern. So like it's dented inwards kinda and has like a pattern on it and stuff. But there was two things I noticed about this room. One was that wall, and two was in my actual closet because I like have a closet. In that closet, it's like above where the chimney was, which we can't use the chimney, but that's like we can't put stuff in there and burn it. It's like blocked off. But there's like a pipe that goes through my closet, and it's my ceiling to my closet is like falling apart. It's probably not safe, but it it's safe enough. It's never like been a problem really. We just have a old shirt that's taped up in case something does fall for the main part of it. And then the other part where the like boxy thing that the chimney was like going through, because it's like where the chimney pipe is, and then there's like a box type thing like of wood that's falling apart. So we just taped that using like a whole bunch of tape. But for the most part, it's relatively safe. Like I've never had issues with it. So, you know, decent living. That's not what I meant to do. We're almost done with the third wall. My stomach's saying it's hungry. Been awake for an hour and a half. So once I'm done with this, I am gonna burn this border block, put it back in survival, and make this the realm. I haven't missed anything, right? I am gonna do one lap around, like a really quick lap, just to make sure that I'm not missing anything, because I don't want to miss anything. If I miss, like, to be honest, I thought about making like a vault on the other side, like leave one block missing and make a vault, but like, nah. There's no need to have a vault that safe. Like, it's just unnecessary. Plus, if I do it, I'm not gonna stream myself making it. Not because, like, obviously I'm not gonna cheat or anything, but, like, I'm just so people don't know where it is, because, like, a vault isn't safe if you have the cords to it. Like, you know? But that was if I was going to use barrier blocks and not border blocks, because barrier blocks I was going to use those and just leave 2 blocks missing instead of a whole row, and you wouldn't even be able to know they're missing unless you're looking straight at where they are. But border blocks you have to place way less. Barrier blocks you can fly over, and it would take way longer, because this is taking roughly 20-ish minutes per strip of this to do barrier blocks. I would have to bring it from the very bottom of the world at Y60, or right, isn't it 60? -60, all the way to world height, which is 320. So that's like 380 laps of this. So 20 minutes times 380 laps, you know. Well, that's 380 laps. You gotta multiply that by 4 because it's 20 minutes per line. And I would need to do 380 laps. So, you know, it's a really big number. Which again is why we decided to do this instead of using blocks. Because, like I said in the beginning, I did a poll. I was like, hey, are you guys okay with this? Only 3 people said no. 6 people said yes. I told those 3 people that they had a week to go achievement hunting, because that's the only thing people are going to lose with me doing this, is the ability to gain achievements. So, you know, I was like, hey, this is going to happen. And I know it's a bit inconvenient, but I don't want people sneaking past 5K, you know? And for anyone who doesn't know why, when you load a chunk, it's loaded forever. It makes the world size bigger infinitely. Like, not forever big, but it never goes away. So like me going to that village past 5K, those chunks are never gonna be unloaded. So very small doses like that, I don't really care. But wow, he said he had to go do homework. He's playing Monopoly. I also have Monopoly. I might ask him if he wants to play sometime. But those chunks are loaded forever. They make the world size bigger and it's there forever. So I don't want people going past 5K because if the world size gets too big, there's two things that can happen. One, what we called in Terra the chunkening, where multiple different places of all the chunks get displaced. Like you'll see a desert and then it's just cut off by ocean. Or like the situation at spawn that happened. This was through some updates too. But there was a situation at spawn where there was a chunkening and like the nether portal was cut in half because it was placed like directly in the middle of a chunk border, which I don't think anyone noticed, like purposefully meant to do, but that's how it was. So half of it was cut off and there was like a hole down to the void and all sorts of stuff. So we were like, what do we do? And eventually we like just did a bunch of rollbacks until it was good. And I think the owner praise the owner. That's a inside reference to people who have been in Terra, but that's because they all say praise Soul because the owner calls himself the sun god, so everyone's like praise Soul, like in the game. I don't know what the game is. I've never played it, but there's a game. Anyway, so I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, so the owner had to go through and manually reset a bunch of chunks. But like I don't want the world to get too big cuz one, I don't want that to happen, and two, it just takes a toll on my Xbox. I have over 160, maybe 170 worlds. And most of them are copies, but there's a lot of really big ones. Not like super big, but like there's a couple that are like 100 megabytes. I think there's somewhere that are like 300 megabytes. Random stuff like that. And if I just let people go as far out as they want, it'll make the realm size incredibly bigger. And my Xbox is horribly slow already. So having a laggy realm that's like 1 gigabyte large doesn't sound very appealing to me. Like I'd love for like 1 gigabyte of space to be used in like builds inside this border. Like if you're gonna make the realm bigger, make it look good. Don't make it bigger just by flying super far away. You know? Oops. Whew, my thumb is getting really tired. Like the tip of my thumb. But I mostly just gotta keep it bent. And like turn it every once in a while. But yeah, we're on the last leg of this journey. After this, I'm gonna do a quick lap around, which will help my thumb because instead of pushing down, it'll be pushing forward. But I'll do a quick lap just to make sure there's no missing blocks. And burn this barrier. This border block that is in my hand. And, you know, once I make sure everything's all good, I'm going to put it back in survival and make sure I'm not flying really high up. And then I'm going to put it as the realm. Come on. And I'm gonna end the stream because I'm hungry. Go down, make a sandwich or something. I think my mom said that she was going to the store. So she might have gotten some food. Hopefully, if she did, she got some pizza rolls because I'm hungry for some pizza rolls. Oh, it's raining. Do I use the command to stop the rain or do I just deal with it? I'm gonna vote just deal with it because why not? We're almost there though. Also, having this border block will allow us to make a full map. We'll be able to go to the border and make a map there and then go to another border and make a map, like, you know, just make a giant map of the world, which is my end goal. Well, not really my end goal. My end goal is to make this giant city. But I want to have a map of the entire world, either at spawn or at my city. I might have two maps, one at spawn and one at my city. I don't know. I know the one in my city is going to be in the ground. Like, I'm going to have a glass floor and it's going to be in there. But, yeah. This is a great way to spend an hour and a half of your time. I think I'm gonna take a break from Minecraft after this though, cause this placing block noise. Gotta love it. We're almost done though. An hour and a half. It's gonna take longer than an hour and a half. Takes 1 second for 10 blocks. I still have about 4,500 blocks minus like 50. 4,500, so 45,000 seconds. Well, that's not right, because that's 12 and a half hours. Well, I'll be done soon enough, so... It'll be just a couple minutes. It kind of looks like I'm building up. You know, snow falling around me. Well, it's gonna take longer than an hour and a half. It's gonna be like an hour and 35 minutes, probably. Because 2 minutes to place. 1,000 blocks, yeah. Probably not 1,000 blocks. I don't know. Apparently I'm bad at math. Even though I'm an honors algebra student. I really hope they don't try to put me in like pre-calculus next year or some shit. I'm decent at math. Like, I don't think any of my math that I've done in this stream has like lined up. But I'm decent at math, but I really don't want to do like pre-calculus and all that bullshit. Like, when will I need pre-calculus pursuing a music career? Like, do entertainers use pre-calculus? Like, do Twitch streamers or YouTubers or fucking gamers or musicians use pre-calculus? I don't think so. Those are the only things that I am or that I want to be. Like, I've taken a couple years, well, not really a couple, I've taken a year to myself, not worrying about relationships or friends or anything, just to find out who I am. And I know that this is the life that I know what life I want. I know what I want to do with my life. And I already have backup plans for everything. Like, if music doesn't work out, because it probably won't. The rap industry is absolutely toxic and horrible for the most part. There's some good like nice rappers and shit, but for the most part it's toxic and horrible. But if that doesn't work out, I have a backup plan for a job that I would love to do, which is like mining. I would love to go like work for an like not really industrial mine, but like for my birthday last year, we went to a mining spot in my state and I found a whole bunch of garnets, a whole bunch of red garnets. And this year I want to go to another place which has a bunch of amethyst and like there's all sorts of like I am so fascinated with mining and gemstones and stuff. And like there's a lot of girls who are like, "Oh, I ordered gems off Amazon." And like, yeah, that works, but you don't get the joy of digging it out of the ground. Like the feeling of digging earth and then finding a shiny rock feels so much cooler than opening a box and finding a rock that you just spent money on when you can do it for free and find like some dope shit and have a cool memory. Like that's just my opinion though. Like I love rocks. I love crystals. I love all sorts of stuff like that. But if music doesn't work out, I want to go like either join or start a mining business. And I want to move to Iceland, but if that doesn't work out, I can settle for Canada and stuff like that, I have little backup plans for everything. And everyone says life doesn't work out how you expect it to, and I'm fine with that. If I end up working at a pet crematorium, then I end up working at a pet crematorium, Life is gonna throw dodgeballs at you, and you either gotta dodge them or catch them. Yeah, I have backup plans for all the stuff I want to do. When I graduate high school, I want to go for a road trip and travel the country, see outside of my shitty little state. I don't know why I'm hiding it. I live in Maine. Maine fucking sucks. All there is pine tree, mud, and old people. That's all we have here. It is absolutely horrible. There is nothing to do here. So uh like I've only left the state twice. And the last time I left the state was in 6th grade. The first time was like 5th grade. I went with my dad and my sister and some family to Santa's Village in New Hampshire, the theme park. And in 6th grade, I went to Boston for a field trip. Spent like a day in Boston, which was pretty cool. I'll never forget that. But I've only left the state twice, and I'm leaving again on April 4th. I'm going down to Massachusetts with my mom to see her boyfriend's family and to go do a whole bunch of fun stuff. But you know, I've only left the state like twice, and I just want to leave the Northeast. Fuck this place. I've been here for almost 16 years. That's 16 years too many. I want to see the world, you know. Oh. Yo. We made it. Just gonna do a quick flyover. It's not gonna be super quick. It's gonna take a little while. But I'm just gonna make sure there's no emptiness. Watch as I fly over this and there's nothing wrong. There's that one bit that was broken, so I don't want to risk it. Wow, that is bright. You know what? This is gonna take way too long. I have this stream so I can go back and watch, and hopefully nothing is broken, you know? What am I gonna do? I think I know where I am. Yeah, I know right where I am. Because this is the bit that my place is connected to, my house. So I live at 4,500, 4,500. Yeah, right there. Nice. I knew this place looked familiar. I see my brother's been growing some oak trees. Nice, nice. Anyway, I am going to don't worry, I'm not cheating in a massive way. I'm just grabbing some lava. If I can find it. Ooh, I just cracked my back and it felt so good. Okay, lava's right over here. Bucket of lava. That's all I'm getting. I don't care about having one piece of red terracotta. As you can see, nothing has changed. Still, excuse me, still have the same stuff. Alright, I'm gonna put myself in survival. Back to normal. Except now there's a border. And just to make sure I can't pass it, I'm gonna go test it out. Just to make sure. You know, they might have accidentally broken the barrier blocks. I mean border blocks. I keep calling them barrier blocks. They might be broken though. So I just want to make sure that they aren't broken. Yep, still works. Alright, I'm flying back to my little base. And then, is that snow? Why is there snow up here? Huh. Anyway, I'm flying back to my base. Haven't cheated. Streamed this whole situation just to ensure people that I'm not using it to cheat or anything. Tried inviting Crash. It wouldn't work for him. So there's no way he's cheated, you know. Go through this whole thing, all you'll see is height limit is 320. I thought that despawned for a second. Anyway, so now I'm gonna put all my stuff in my inventory. Save and quit. Border is made. So now I'm gonna set it as the thing. How long ago? Okay, 41 minutes. Yes, retry. Um, all right. Well, we gotta go through all my worlds. 160 something worlds. A lot of these are pretty dope though. Of course, I'll log on and make sure nothing's broken. Oh, wait. I'll hit cancel. Oh, failed attempting to join. Alright. Let's try again. Yo, I did it. Alright, just gonna make sure again. Sweet. Alright. There we go. There it is. Order has been made. That was quite a journey. So, made it this far, then you probably like my stream. So, I suggest you subscribe, although it's not required. You can also leave a like, and I'll probably do better streams eventually. Nah. So anyway, I am hungry, I am tired, I know I just woke up, but like, you know. So I'm gonna end the stream. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all probably in a week, right? Maybe not, because I'm leaving on the 4th, which is in like... Okay, so yes. I'll see you guys in like a week, and then I'll be away for a week. Anyway, thanks for watching. Goodbye, guys.